Toughest part about being a comedian, I think. Some depending on who you are, I think sometimes it's finding your voice. Like you
Mm.
start doing comedy, a lot of times somebody you might have people around you, like we said, to see certain things in you, and they tell you you're funny or suggest that you should do stand up, and you may start it, but everyone's mind is like, yo, how can I be funny? You know what I mean?
Mm.
When sometimes we forget that the most funniest things about us is just our organic self and our experiences. So like me,
I Yo, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. So for all those crazy people out there who never heard of your boy who ain't tapped in, they don't know what's going on. Baltimore City is in the building. Give us your name and tell us what you do in a couple of seconds.
my dog, comedian Big Fred, man, I bring laughter to the whole world out of Baltimore City. Founder of Lil Laughs, comedy-infused anti-bullying program for youth. Big Laughs company bringing laughter in all them office spaces and little boring cubicles, all the corporations. Holla at us.
I like that. So let's go back to where it all started for you in Baltimore with your moms, your pops, the dog, the cat, all of
Yeah.
that. How did you fall in love with comedy?
Man, we ain't do no cats, bro, but I'll tell you, man, I fell right in love with comedy. Really from having a dog. It's funny you said that, bro. My pops got me a dog. It was my guy. You feel me? I called him Midnight. I had him about 2 weeks. That was my best friend. One day my pops picked me up from school. He told me by the time we got like to the front stoop, the first step, like out of four, the first step, he told me like, hey, just want to let you know Midnight not in there. I said, what happened? He said he ran away. I said, oh, damn, so I ain't have my dog no more. My father tried to replace it with a Chihuahua. That's what started my comedy career, bro. That whole relationship, man, your whole situation, like we was going back and forth. It was like a sitcom, and I had to express myself and write it down. So since a young pup, man, I was doing comedy, man, making people laugh. But I started taking it seriously after I broke my neck, like years later.
So let me ask. You said your pops bought you a dog. What kind of dog was it? I know it wasn't the Chihuahua. What we talking was it a
Yeah, it was
German
a little
Shepherd? What
baby.
kind of dog you had?
It was a little baby Rottweiler, bro. It was the coolest, most loyal dog. I thought we were gonna be together forever. I don't know where he at now. Shout out to you, Shorty. Midnight, I know you somewhere barking.
Mm. So does this big Fred have a dog now, and his name is Midnight too?
Nah,
What's
nah,
going on? You
nah.
got a tattoo or what?
Nah, I don't, bro. I had some fish, you know what I mean? I named one of them Midnight, but that's it. I don't, I ain't doing no more. Maybe I'm waiting to get the crib. I'm gonna bring my son into the world, you know what I mean? Then I'm gonna go ahead and get another family dog, family pet.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this: in terms of comedy, when was your first comedy moment in the house with your pops or whatever? Did you do? What was your first joke? Do you remember your first joke?
I don't remember my first joke, bro, but I think I remember my first time making my dad laugh, bro. I used to get beatings. He used to always make me pick the switch off the tree. And
Uh-huh.
then had to make the air, had to break the wind. If you ain't break the wind with the switch, you had to get another one. But I'm a kid. I'm only like 2'1", so to get the switch, he had to get on his shoulders. You know what I mean? So I'd be crying on the shoulders, but everybody in the neighborhood be like, "Oh, he's such a good dad. Look at him. They having a good time. He just afraid of heights." Whole time I'm really crying because I know what's about to happen. You know what I mean? So it was from
Mm.
getting in trouble early on, bro, that I started joking just to ease my mind. Upstairs crying, when you used to get punished and you upstairs sending messages through the vents, you crying like nobody likes me. You know what I mean? You want your parents, you like mommy and dad hate me. Like you just want to spread the like that was me. And that's how I think I started. Really just trying to express myself, bro.
All right. So, who got the comedy gene in your family? Is it your pops? Is it your moms, your grandmother, grandfather? Who got the comedy gene like Big Fred?
Yeah, I think it's grandma, man, pops, rest in peace, the original Big Fred. That's why I'm named that the Big Fred. He was funny as hell, man. But grandma, I think she got it. Whole bunch of cousins, man. I always tell people the funniest person on earth isn't a comedian. It's somebody aunt or uncle. You know what I mean? Like they funny as
Right.
hell. Yeah, for real.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yo, if y'all just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, where we highlight positive, intelligent, motivated people each and every single week. And today we got a hidden gem out of Baltimore City. That's right, Mr. Fred Watkins, aka Big Fred. Stop playing. We got you.
Talk
All
to
right.
him.
So let me ask you this. Now you're telling jokes and stuff, making your pops laugh, making your moms laugh. When was your first moment in front of strangers? Where did you get that at? Was that in high school, middle school? When did you have your first comedy moment when you were a little older?
Bro, so Kenny, check this out, man. I became a class clown. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like I ain't had the good shoes, I ain't had the good clothes. I had to get in where I fit in. So I became a class clown. But I think in high school, I'm from Baltimore. We took a trip to New York. It was my first time in New York. And we went to the Apollo. We took a tour of the Apollo. It was probably like 200 people in there. And they were kind of like, yo, who wants to come to the back? And I used to watch the Apollo, like, Showtime. Like back then, Steve Harvey and them, you know what I mean?
right.
So I wanted to see the little tree trunk that everybody used to, touch before they went out there and see the autographs. So I raised my hand to perform, but I ain't had no talent, Kenny. I ain't
Mm,
had no talent. So they were like, what you gonna do? And I was like, oh, damn, what could I do? And I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell jokes. And they were like, so you a comedian? And I was like, yeah, and they let me come up. So I went up, I looked at Michael Jackson autograph, Tupac, like everybody on the wall, and then I rubbed the little tree trunk and I went out there and it was 200 people. It probably was like 35, 40 people with us, but it was like 150 other people that just was there from all over the country probably. And I did comedy, bro. I was telling jokes. Just speaking my experience. My first time in New York, I ain't McDonald's sold mozzarella sticks. I was ready to buy 'em, but they were $7. I was like, hell no. Like you know what I mean? I put it out there.
So,
And
so, so let me, good.
yeah, I mean, that's it, man. I spoke my experience and people was digging it. And I didn't even, bro, check it out. I forgot that because I was just being me, you know what I mean? So I forgot I
Mhm.
did that until like years later. It's like my second year in comedy and something hit me. I think I was going to New York for a book in the Queens and something hit me. And I was like, bro, you did comedy at the Apollo, man. You just wasn't a comedian
Thinking
at the
about
time.
it.
You know what I mean? So
Right. So let me ask Big Fred this question. Have you ever gotten booed before or maybe silence in the crowd or from day one, they was feeling you from day one?
nah, so day one, I was throwing shows, right? Like my first comedy show was a roast. So
Mm,
I was throwing shows, but I would get on the mic at the end. So it was kind of easy. I was packing people up, you know what I mean, roasting everybody and just being me. But people would come to the shows thinking like, oh, that's him being a comedian. So my shows would sell out. By my second show, someone booked me for a show that for one of their mans was having. So they telling their guys like, yo, they big homies like, yo, my man funny. His shows pack out, bump, bump, bump. He the funniest up and coming comedian. But I never did like that type of comedy, you know what I mean? So I took the booking, of course, 'cause it was nice money. And they brought me up last. I was the headliner, bro. So my first time doing like a stand-up set was as a headliner. And
mm.
it was just
So,
like that. It was just, it was just
wow.
that little moment we had. It was just like that. It was silence for a minute. I mean, I think I had a couple laughs, but it was bad, bro. So I haven't had a lot of booze or moments like that. But the silence that was killer, man. And they came to me at the end, the guy that booked me and everything. He paid me the second half, which was cool. I appreciated that. But he told me like, bro, something about your presence that I just feel like if you keep doing it, you're gonna be all right. I wish my man would have told me that you just was starting, but I think you're gonna be good. So
So that first night where you was actually the headliner, it don't happen like that. Usually you open it up for somebody, but you being the headliner, what were you nervous up until that point? Maybe a week prior, 2 weeks prior, because you knew you were doing the show?
yeah, I was nervous the whole time, bro, because I knew it was my first time. But then, I'm expressing it to my guy that's getting me booked, and he just telling me, we all got friends that, they being overly optimistic. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, yo, Brian never do that. He like, man, bro, I done seen you, man. You killed it at your birthday show, man. You killed it. I'm like, bro, but that was different. No, man, it's the same shit, man. You gonna be out. So yeah, he just walked me right into the trap. So
Mm. So how surreal is that, or how refreshing is that to have somebody else probably believe in you more than you believing in yourself at the time? Like you were thinking like, oh well, no, I ain't do much, and they were like, nah, man, you do it. I'm seeing you doing it big. How refreshing
right,
is that for
right,
Big
right.
Fred?
Kenny, also, bro, honestly, you need that, man. Like anything
Mm,
that we do, anything you taking a risk, you pursuing your dreams, that your passion, you need people that can see it. You know what I mean? It's something about from the outside looking in. And I know we've all done it where we might have heard somebody not too high on themselves, but we looking at them like, yo, I already know who you are, or you him, or you her, or they might be stressed out about something, and you looking at them like, yo, bro, I can see you overcoming that. But sometimes when you're the person, it's hard to see it. So it's always good to have people on the outside that can speak life into you like that.
Okay. All right. So you got paid the big bucks that night.
Yeah, got paid a couple hours for that. Was right before Cash App. I got that cash in hand. They couldn't give it back. You couldn't file no complaint. Like it was, I had to take that to go.
So what's up? What did Big Fred do with his first comedy check that night? You got straight cash. What did you do with your first comedy check?
Wow, bro, I don't remember, man. I know I got some weed because I don't remember. So
What?
I know that was, I had to because I don't remember, bro. So I know that had to have something to do with it. To be honest, you know what I mean? Like at that point in time, it was some years ago. So I know I was right out of college or in college at that time. So probably just fool, bro. I probably just had a good time. Maybe went on a date. But one thing I wish I would have done is something to really separate that, where I knew that, the first significant money I got paid doing comedy, it went to this. Because I can answer that question better, but I can't.
Mm. Okay. All right. So you opened up for some prominent comedians, Jess Hilarious, Marlon
Girl.
Wayans, to name a few. What's up with that? How was that for you? Did you get a chance to actually meet them backstage, speak with them, whatever? How was it opening up for Jess Hilarious and Marlon Wayans?
Jess is my sis. That's family. So opening for Jess is dope because we performed since I was there when she started. So that's always a blessing to see Jess. You know what I mean? To rock out with is always dope. Someone like Marlon, or that's on the contrary, 100% opposite. That's somebody I watched since a kid. You know what I mean? Coming up, scary movies, Wayans brothers, of course, Living Color, like. That's a legend, So from acting, comedic acting to stand up to me, so it was really really dope meeting him. And he taught me some things too. A lot of OGs that you'll learn watching them if you pay attention, but then some of them will actually, if they see something in you, they say some things to you.
Okay. So let me ask this. What's the toughest part about being a comedian? Is it before you get on stage? Is it having the belief? Is it actually closing a deal or getting to an actual consistent headliner? What's the toughest part about being a comedian?
Toughest part about being a comedian, I think. Depending on who you are, I think sometimes it's finding your voice. Like you
Mm,
start doing comedy, a lot of times you might have people around you, like we said, to see certain things in you, and they tell you you're funny or suggest that you should do stand up, and you may start it, but everyone's mind is like, yo, how can I be funny? You know what I mean?
mm,
When sometimes we forget that the most funniest things about us is just our organic self and our experiences. So like me, I spent some time in the beginning almost away from myself. Like I was literally walked away from myself for a year or two to come back to myself. Like I went around exploring how to be funny to people until I realized, like, nigga, it's you, bro. You know what I mean? And I think
right.
sometimes people do that. Like they'll think about what's trending, what's popular, what people talking about, catchphrases, and it kind of works on the surface, but you ain't really saying nothing. You get what I'm saying? The biggest impact you have saying stuff is when you're saying things just truly from your essence, your thoughts, your opinions, your experiences, and I think that's probably the most intricate thing about it. Of course, it's challenging things in the business and the politics, but I think before you even get to that point, you got to get to that point where you're bringing yourself to it. You don't want to get into the politics and you ain't even got your own voice. You know what I mean? Like that's then you working backwards. Some people may fall into that, but it's good to know who you are and have your content and your material be of you.
All right. Well said, well said, well said. Yo, if you are just joining us, you are tuned in to the Pimp Game Podcast, where we highlight positive, intelligent, motivated people. And today we got a hidden gem. That's right, Mr. Fred Watkins, aka Big Fred. Stop playing right here on the Pimp Game Podcast. So let me ask you this in reference to comedy. Do you see yourself maybe, I don't know, starting a comedy school for up and coming comics as well, maybe showing them what they need to do to have the presence on stage like a Big Fred?
Number one, bro, that background fire. I should have got the background. I'm over here in my room, dog. Like that. I just wanted to shout you out real quick. That background sick, bro. I don't even know how to finagle it. You know what I mean? I should have put some type something a little put together for the put together. But now to answer your question, man, definitely. So we started a nonprofit when we myself, my brother Hassan Jones, we started a nonprofit called Lil Laughs. It's a comedy infused program for youth. We started just in a way to engage youth with anti-bullying, and in a short time it became so much more. So we do like major programs. We do after school programs, summer camps, workshops, assemblies. We even do comedy shows for teachers through forms of professional development. So we call
Mm.
it teacher comedy workshops. Funny as I don't know what, the teachers love it. Shout out to all the teachers out there, number one. Number two, every professional development teachers turn into kids. Like teachers will tell kids, stay off your phone, don't talk, don't eat, don't sleep in class. Every professional development teachers in there on the phone, talking, eating, sleep. So it's good to bring something engaging like what we do in comedy to professional development because the teachers be up. You know what I mean? They humans too. And that stuff be boring. So we bring some vibes.
Okay, so you mentioned earlier that you were a class clown. I wanted to bring it up later. Any teachers that you were, maybe you were one of their students or something like that, do they know that you do comedy now?
Yeah, all the teachers, all the teachers that I know I do comedy are teachers that I was like good with, that I was like cool with, where they know I was funny, they remember me being funny, they like, figures, that's dope. But the teachers that I really, really stood on 10 in their class on super funny, like stood on desk about, I haven't really caught up with them since I've been doing comedy, man. Like, I feel like I know at least two of them have passed away, God bless them. But the other ones I haven't. So if they even see this, man, y'all gotta pull up on the kid. Come to a show or something. I got you. I just need to know where you at.
All right, all right. So let me ask, can we see Big Fred Watkins, do a comedy special on Netflix? And if so, what's up? What is the cost to book Big Fred on Netflix? PSA for Netflix. What is your cost for Netflix?
Listen, man, when it comes to Netflix, everything's a negotiation. You know what I mean? So something is a certain type of price range when there's is a negotiation. Like we got to talk. There ain't no set fees. We gonna have to talk. We gonna discuss this. But yeah, you definitely will see it, man. If you're not seeing it on the Netflix or a major platform, you're gonna see it from myself. And honestly, bro, I'm gonna just put it out there now because we gotta speak things into existence while we working, right? Not only will you see a Big Fred produced show, you'll also see a show, and it might be one of the first shows where we'll have our Lil Laughs kids, some of our Lil Laughs kids doing stand up as well, man.
Hmm. I like that. I
Most
like that. I
definitely.
like that.
Yeah, picture that on Netflix. Hey, Netflix, because I know Netflix be watching Kenny D. Netflix, when y'all tune in tonight, listen. How about having a youth-centered comedy show, bro? Matter of fact, I can't give y'all no damn ideas without sign. All right, we done. We done. You might as well know I ain't put that in there.
So, I didn't
Because
hear it.
Netflix is tight with that, just take it. Netflix, they'd be like, oh, what do you say?
So what are we talking here? 2 mil to get Big Fred on Netflix for a special? We talking 5 mil, 10 mil? What are we talking? What's the price for Big Fred?
Bro, look, for you, Kenny, man, because I said negotiation, but for you, I say it's somewhere in that 3 to 6 range for the first one, because it's the first one. You know what I mean? We can start it off with the first one. You know what I mean? Now, without the type of guy I am, we'd have a greater conversation. We'd probably walk out there with a 3 show deal. You know what I mean? Somewhere in the upper 15, just to get things started. You know what I mean?
Yo, this your boy Kenny D. Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt your show, but I just want to take a quick minute, just to let you guys know, if you want to see more dope interviews like this one, make sure you go on YouTube and check out Pimp Game Podcast. All right? And don't forget about our website, pimpgamepodcast.com, to see all your latest Pimp Game episodes. All right? We got you. Man, I'm done talking. Back to the show. All right. So Netflix, you hear, you watching the Pimp Game Podcast. Big Fred is taking between 3 to 6 mil just for starters. Okay, I like that. All right.
Yeah, man. Because listen, bro, I know my worth, man. But we coming into this thing, you know what I mean. We understand, what's there to be understood. So we not super taxing yet.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna super tax later. Okay, I feel that.
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're getting ready to play a game called Who You Got? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna give you a couple of comedians. You tell me who's the funniest between the two. All right.
Oh, so this like some okay, got you, my man. Let's get it.
All right. So the first one, we're gonna go Monique and Lunel. Who you got?
So what if it's a ain't no ties? I ain't no. I just want to ask. I'm not saying it is a tie for this particular. Ain't no.
No
It just
ties. No ties. We ain't
one
doing
or
no
the other.
ties, man. Ain't no
Ain't no
ties.
drink.
Gotta
All
be a
right,
winner.
all right,
Gotta be a loser.
all right. Monique. I say Monique. I love both of them. I call Lunel Mama Bear. I love Lunel. I actually see Lunel. She was here last week and I didn't get to check out, but she's amazing. She's a queen. But I say Monique, man. She hometown, hilarious. Then she got Baltimore experiences, so like, come on.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Let me see
Shout
if
out
you
to
get
Monique. She's a queen, man.
this. So we're gonna do another one.
Man, you came out the gate, sure.
Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock. Who you got?
I got Dave Chappelle, man. Both of them legends. Both of them legends, but I got Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle. All
Yeah,
right. All right.
got Dave Chappelle.
You do another one. Just Hilarious and B Simone. Who you got?
Shout out to B Simone, man. She cool. I met B Simone too. She dope. She was kind soul, but just hilarious, man. She hilarious. Like come on, Jess, man, Jess stand on 10. And look, the cool thing about Jess is like she was doing the like social media kind of online digital stuff before stand up, but she made sure when her digital stuff got hot, she made sure that she got right with stand up. So like she was really out here going to the open mics around Baltimore and just getting herself right because she knew that at some point in time, especially through that digital space, she was going to start to get booked. So she needed to, get that weight up when she started going to them cities. And that's exactly what she did. So just a monster.
All right. All right. So Just Hilarious over B Simone. Okay. So let's go.
So cringy. I love my black women, bro. Like, what we doing here?
Corey Holcomb and Earthquake. Who you got?
Yo, shout out my guys, man. I like Earthquake, man. I take Earthquake, man. The ultimate OG, man. I take Earthquake. Corey funny as hell too. I done sat and laughed at Corey hysterically, bro. Like live, on online TV. But I take Earthquake.
All right. And the last one, Bill Bellamy and Martin Lawrence. Who you got?
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on, wait a minute. I think Bill would take Martin. Like, bro, wait a minute. All right, so Martin, number one. But I don't even feel like that's right. But you know what I mean? Like, but if
So
you're
you
gonna
don't
put
think
them
they're the
together,
same
I say
stratosphere?
I take Martin, man. Martin is one of the like on my Mount Rushmore. Not just the
Mm.
stage, as a host, as an actor, sitcoms and movies. Martin is one of the goats, bro. So like. Yeah, but I rock with Bill Bellamy. That's my guy. Like Bill Bellamy is a great, amazing comedian, legendary host as well.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. So,
I wish you would have put Bill with somebody, because I probably would have chose Bill with so many other people, bro. You said Martin, dog. That's my guy. Like, shout out to Bill
ah,
Bellamy, man.
they both funny. They both funny. All right. So, being as though you just named your picks, I gotta ask you, who is Big Fred's top 5 comedians of all time?
Wow. Tom. Yo, I don't even think we think about this as much as people. So I give you my top five. Let's see. All right, boom. Richard Pryor, number one. I don't know how many comedians have accomplished being as vulnerable and as honest about his life as he has on stage, which made him extra hilarious. And then he was just crazy talented. So Richard Pryor is up there. Um, Dave Chappelle. Um, I say Dave Chappelle because the Chappelle Show, and because of just his stage acumen. Like he like a analytical mathematician when it comes to stand up comedy to me. And the fact that the sketches is what it is just crazy. So I say Dave. Um, Dick Gregory has always been one of my favorites. A lot of people don't know that. Dick Gregory, rest in peace. Oh, super OG. I interviewed him. I think I was one of his last interviews before he passed away. And
Mm.
Dick Gregory is dope because a lot of what I do is just using my art for community uplift too. And Dick Gregory dedicated his life to it. Man was marching with Dr. King, beat up in jail, all that. So I look up to Dick Gregory a lot. So that's one of one of my favorites. Um, Thinking George Carlin or Robin Williams.
Mm.
One or the other, but I'll go with George Carlin right now, just because just funny as hell, bro, and the way he took like a lot of the things that some of us is observe the world want to say, but you feel like you might not be able to say it. Somebody call you conspiracy theorist, somebody like, especially when you start making money, get into that space. Like George Carlin was the man because he said whatever he wanted, but he put it in the most funny, thought provoking way. You know what I mean? And kind of educated you too. So I say George Carlin, but Robin Williams, he's also like the ultimate actor. So that's why I just took the stand up. Um,
Okay.
and then I think what closing it out, bro. That probably took a long time. Closing it out. Um, I say Kevin Hart, bro. I say Kevin Hart, man, just cause what he doing. Like I always look at Kevin Hart like the jigger of comedy, like the Jay-Z of comedy, bro. Cause just where he's taking it from a business aspect is incredible. You know what I mean? So
So I love your five, but you was giving a whole lot of praise to Martin Lawrence, but he ain't in your top five.
yeah, I mean, yo, bro, you ever had like a Mount Rushmore, but then you got like it's kind of like football, like Jerry Rice is up there, but then you start talking about Randy Moss and T.O. and all them. Like Martin for
Right.
me, bro, is like he just something else, bro. Like he just somewhere different for me, bro. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I would put him up if that's the case. Yeah, he'd definitely go up there. I ain't leaving him out of there. I just look at him in a different stratosphere. That's all.
All right, so Martin Lawrence, you watch the Pimp Game Podcast. You are number 6 on Big Fred's list. Not top 5, but number 6.
Martin ain't tripping, man. He cool, man. He ain't tripping, man. Shout out to Martin Lawrence, man.
Oh man. Okay. All right. So today's quick topic of the show is Anthony Edwards, who plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He
Yeah,
went and made a large deposit on child support to pay for 18 years in total with his ex-girlfriend or maybe side piece or whatever you want to call it. What's
right.
your thoughts on that? Him just paying it all up front at once. What do you think about that? Is it a good thing that he did that? Does it hurt the child? What's Big Fred's thoughts on
That's
this
a nice
situation?
transaction. That's a nice transaction, bro. I don't know if he used debit or credit, but that was a nice transaction. I think with my guy, I think that he was making a statement. And when I
Mm,
seen it, I felt all the emotion. You know, guys nowadays, we a little some of them a little different. You know what I mean? We be wanting to make our feelings felt. And I
mm.
feel like that was more so of a statement, like this how much I told you I don't want nothing to do with XYZ. So much that I'm gonna just pay this. Don't ever talk to me again. Like I think it was a statement because I'm also investing in financial literacy even more for myself, and I encourage all of us, especially as Black people, to do the same. I've read multiple ways that you could have possibly even gained money by taking care of that financial obligation. So that's why
Mm.
I feel like it might have just been more of a statement. You could have put things in accounts and had the automatic payouts and put this in this trust, boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like this things I'm learning right now. And so therefore I do think it was more of a statement because it's so much more like non-liable ways you could have did that. So yeah,
So let me ask you this: with him paying it all up front, you see other guys, maybe other millionaires, other ball players doing it the same way when they hit with something like that, just paying it all up at once.
yeah, it's a dub. I think they got drafts in their checkbook. If not, it's coming. It's over, bro. It's over, bro. I mean, I wish it wouldn't be like that. You know what I mean? I wish we'd look at it different, but it's a trend in society. I don't know. Just
Mm,
expect it to not be the last time you hear about it.
okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Well said. Well said. Well said. So, any up and coming tours coming up for Big Fred coming up here in the near future? What does Big Fred have going on right now here in the near future?
Absolutely, man. So we've really doubled down in on some of our services through Big Laughs Company, the comedy-infused professional developments. Every corporation has them, every team needs them, and they probably all born. So you might as well bring us through and help you get you out the office. We're having a teachers comedy show to celebrate the end of the school year in Baltimore on June 22nd, live at Magooby's Joke House. That's gonna be fire. And just working, man. Everyday thing. Like some of us know Kenny D, you know, when people say that, you might got people that just say that and they just talk, I'm just working. But then the people that's working, we know what it means. You know what I mean? Because every day you just producing. Every day is something different. So just stay
Mm,
tuned, stay locked, and you'll never know what you see. A lot of my, especially when I'm featuring for comedians, man, or even some of my shows, some of my even headline opportunities, they'll come, within the month. So I might start a month, just knowing that I have a schedule, and by the end of the month, I'm looking and I done work with this person, or I done did this show, or I got booked here, I done travel here. So it's a dope art form when that can happen for you. You know what I mean? So you just gotta stay locked.
okay. So, who is a comedian that Big Fred looks up to? Like maybe you just always loved that comedian ever since you were young, and you maybe model your style after, or maybe you're not copying them, but you just love this comedian. Who does Big Fred look up to as a comedian?
I like Mike Epps a lot. I like Mike Epps a lot, and I wouldn't even say I even try to mimic him at all. But that's one of my favorite comedians as well. Because just because of how free he is, you know what I mean? And that's one thing I really try to do when I'm on stage. I don't say try. That's one thing I do when I'm on stage is I really aim to be free, and just have fun. So a lot of Mike Epps, his motion, his movement is hilarious before he even gets to the joke. So that's one thing that I say.
Mm. Okay. Shout out to Mike Epps. Shout out to Mike
Absolutely. I know
Epps.
you was wondering. I seen you when I said Mike. She said, "Yo, he ain't say that nigga name." Like, what are you number 7? Like, I see, bro. I already seen your whole thought process. Bro. He was like, "Yo, he keep naming all these other niggas."
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like I ain't hear no Mike Epps, Mike nothing. I ain't hear nothing. I ain't hear Michael Jackson, Mike Tyson, nothing. I ain't hear nothing. So it's
Hey,
cool. All
yo.
right. I like that. I like that. I like that. So with Mike Epps doing Friday and things of that nature, you think maybe we need another Friday? I know Debo passed away, but you think we
Yeah.
need Ice Cube maybe needs to do another Friday, and maybe we could put Big Fred in the next
Big
movie?
Fred would be Debo with no problem because I no problem. I'll pull up. That'd be the funniest thing about it because I'm still Debo. They'd be like, "Oh, him? Yeah, it's me." Like I pull up. I got the little baritone and all that. What you got on my foot? Like I can do it, bro, for real. I really can. So Ice Cube, holla at me. You need a Debo. You know what I mean? Just remix a little bit. It's 2025. You don't want to do everything the same. Like, hey, look, I
Mm.
pull up.
All
Hey,
right
Mike got
now.
something like that.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. I like that. I like that. I like that. So, in reference to comedy, when you are doing comedy and you are touring and things of that nature, is there a limit on the amount of cities that you'll hit, or does Big Fred take any amount of cities, a 10 city tour, 12 city, 20 cities, whatever, or is there a limit that you don't want to go over in terms of touring?
I wouldn't want to go over. I haven't toured that consistently. A lot of my shows when I travel, are usually, and my goal ultimately is to kind of have them connected with the Lil Laughs business. So
Okay.
during the day, I can actually, service in the school or workshops or assemblies. And then at night, I can turn into Batman. You know what I mean? I can just be Big Fred on stage as a comedian. So a lot of my gigs in other states have more so went along those lines where I've been able to maximize the entire trip. So therefore touring, I'm not really at this point in time interested in doing anything more than like 7 to 10
Mm,
each a pop, you know what I mean? And then when things are greater and I have more staff and other people working the organizations, then and I have more freed up time, then I'll be interested in, doing something a lot more consistent. But I got to
so-
do pretty consistent check-ins. And that's one thing that I'm blessed with, man, that comedy is my vehicle. I always said that. I always said that it was my way to express myself, my outlet to have fun and to have people have fun. But I wanted it to impact in a certain way. So I'm really different, and we really do this use like we really in schools. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and the dopest thing about it, we hire comedians, so that's dope too. So now comedians get to work and just being themselves, but learning how to be a mentor, learning how to be more of a facilitator. But all comedians are artists, but we be needing bread. You know what I mean? And oftentimes when the sucky part about being an artist shows when you start getting hot, it's harder to keep a job, but you might be in that sweet spot where you're not making no real money yet. So like
Mhm.
for comedians, you'll start getting your name around more now. You get opportunities in New York and this and that, but you going to these places, but you're only getting paid a couple $100. Maybe you'll sell
Mm,
some shirts, but that's only a couple hundred more. So it's
mm,
good to have certain opportunities that can be flexible. So with Lil Laughs, we have at the school programs or summer camps, or sometimes you might just be able to get booked every so often for assembly or for professional, but it helps you get money in a very flexible space. You know what I mean? And I think that's
mm,
helpful, bro. And we don't hire just comedians, but ironically, most of the people we hire are artists or entrepreneurs in some way. You know what I mean?
mm.
Yeah.
Okay. So who gives Big Fred, aka Fred Watkins, the most love? What city is giving Big Fred the most love?
The hometown, man, but I love LA, bro. I love LA. I love being out LA. I love performing in LA. I love LA. So I say and I mean, since we separating it, DC is cool. I'm up DC. You know what I mean? Like, hey, my guys, you know what I mean? My guys and girls. I love DC, man. I love performing in DC. I love partying in DC, hanging out. But still right now, definitely the hometown, man. And I think that's how it's gonna be regardless. It better stay that way regardless. Like, don't
Right.
let no other city love Big Fred more than y'all. I ain't like for real, bro. Don't do that.
I like that. I like that. So for that young girl out there looking to be the next Big Fred, for that young boy out there looking to be the next Big Fred, what would you tell them if they wanted to get into the industry as a comedian?
Oh man, I tell them number one, like I said earlier, don't leave yourself. Like, stay true to yourself. Don't try to say what's trending. Don't try to mimic what you see out there. Stay true to yourself. Write your own material and write your vision down, the vision that you have for yourself, and get out there. The best part about getting better at your art form is that you get to do your art form. So like, it's comedian, like, if you really like doing comedy, the best part about it is you'll get better by continuing to do it. And
Mm,
usually, even for me, like, I can have writing sessions and all that, but my mind really starts to cook up, and I think about the most stuff when I'm about to do like when I'm about to do a set and I'm behind stage or in that atmosphere, it, for whatever reason, that's when it activates the most. So I've learned to, like, write my stuff down or whatever comes to mind, like, write it down, and then I'll record myself in case I'm saying something like that I didn't know I was gonna say, and then I'll write from that. You know what I mean? Like, I'll let that start my writing session while I'm in the crib, but just it's still the art of going out in the first place. So just get outside.
mm. All right, just get outside. I like that. So if somebody wants to book Big Fred for a show, they want you to host, they want you to do your thing with the kids or whatever, how do they get in contact with Big Fred?
Definitely, man. Y'all can reach out to bigfredcomedy.com. You can email bookbigfred@gmail.com. And for Lil Laughs, y'all check it out. It's Lil Laughs, LILLAUGHS. They're going to have it on the screen, .org. LilLaughs.org. All right, so y'all check that out, man. I think y'all would love what y'all see.
I like that. I like that. I like that. All right. So, for all those people been rocking with you in Baltimore City, tell
Yeah,
a
yeah.
joke with your pops, the class clown, working with Jess Hilarious, Marlon Wayans, all of that. Any final thoughts or shout outs for your fans before we sign off on Pimp Game?
Shout out to my guy Kenny D, man. There ain't a lot of people out here bringing people together, promoting positivity, promoting just entrepreneurs, good vibes. So shout you out, man, for what you're doing. Y'all keep rocking with my dog.
All right, I like that. I like that. I like that. So it was a good show. Yo, tell everybody who you chilling with.
Man, right now it's a comedian, Big Fred. I'm chilling with my dog Kenny D on the Pimp Game Podcast. One love.
All right, and that concludes our show for this evening. But before I let you go, I'd like to thank all my viewers out there for tuning in. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. That's right, you're going to subscribe and make sure you turn those notifications on. So when we upload videos, you are the first to get it. And last but not least, we'd like to thank the one and only Baltimore City's finest. That's right, Mr. Fred Watkins, aka Big Fred, for blessing us with his presence on the show. All right, see
My
you
guy.
next time on Pimp Game. You don't want to miss it. Holla.